Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make Korean beef, rice, and lettuce bowls. This Korean beef, rice, and lettuce bowl is a crowd pleaser. And even my son, who can be picky, loves this dish. It's made with sweet and savory ground beef combined with romaine lettuce, rice, and an optional spicy mayo. And it's incredibly flavorful. So let's get started. I'm going to get started on our sweet and savory sauce. So first off, we're gonna need 1/3 cup of soy sauce.
Hey, that's Maggie.
No, this is soy sauce. It's kind of like Maggi. And then to sweeten it up, I'm gonna use 1/4 cup of honey.
Honey?
Yes.
Sticky.
It can be very sticky. Do you wanna come over here and help me? Yeah, we're gonna pour this in and then I'll let you taste it. It's a lot of honey, it is, but we have a lot of meat. So go ahead and dump it. Go right ahead. I forgot to do this, but it's kind of nice to just like grease your...
It turned black. It turned black.
With the soy sauce. If you grease your cup, the honey will slip out easy. See now, and you wouldn't have to use your finger like I am. Okay, I'm also going to add in 1 to 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. This stuff is really strong, so you don't want to add too much of it because it'll just overwhelm the dish. So for now, I'm just gonna add 1 teaspoon, but you could do it according to your taste. Like I said, it's very strong in flavor. Now Bradley is going to add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. All right, all in the pool. And then lastly, I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of sugar.
I dump it too.
Yes.
You want to share too.
And you want to mix everything until it's well combined. I've actually been making Korean beef for quite a while now. It's such a simple dish to make, and I don't know anyone who doesn't like it. And like I said, my son, who's a picky eater, always asks for seconds whenever I make this. And yeah, like that's how I know it's that good. Now I'm going to chop up 1 head of romaine lettuce that I rinsed. And usually when I make this Korean beef, I serve it over rice or I eat it as a lettuce wrap. But I had the idea of combining both, a rice and lettuce bowl. And it's just a hearty dish that's also very fresh tasting. I don't normally always add spinach to this recipe, but since I always have this big container in my fridge, which we use for salads, soups, omelets, wraps, sandwiches, you name it, I thought, why not squeeze in a little more greens into this recipe? But yes, I'm not including this in the official recipe, but if you have it, you can toss some in. And yes, this is a great way to get your dark leafy greens in your meals. And I really like getting this organic baby spinach from Costco because I think it's like between $3 or $4, and you get this like huge thing where if you go to the grocery store, you pay, I don't know how much for this tiny little bag. So it's totally worth it. And yes, if I see this big container sitting in my fridge, I'm more likely to include it in our meals. And now for our last component of our dish, I'm going to make the spicy mayo, which is sriracha mayo. So here I have a few tablespoons of mayo, and I do like it on the spicier side. So I'm gonna do a 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 part mayo, 1 part sriracha. But if you're sensitive to heat, you can do 2 parts mayo to 1 part sriracha, or even 3 parts mayo to 1 part sriracha. So just do it according to your taste. And this is just gonna add another layer of flavor onto our Korean beef, rice, and lettuce bowls. So a couple other ingredients we're gonna be using before we get started. Here I have 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and I have about 2.5 cups of cooked white rice. You can use brown rice if you prefer, and I usually like to use day-old rice. So yesterday, while we had rice for dinner, I just cooked a little bit extra for our meal today. So let's get started. Meet me over at the stove. Here I have my pan heated over medium-high heat, and I'm going to add the ground beef. and I'm going to use my spatula to break up the meat. I'm going to cook this down until the beef is completely cooked through. This will take about 4 to 5 minutes. And after it's done cooking, I'm going to go ahead and drain all of the excess liquid. Now I'm going to add in the sauce that we made earlier. I'm going to bring it to a boil and I'm going to continue to cook until all of the liquid has been evaporated and absorbed into the meat. This will take about 3 minutes over medium heat. And like I mentioned earlier, Korean beef is one of those dishes that I can easily just whip up on a weekday since I usually have all the ingredients on hand. Like I usually always have ground beef, garlic, soy sauce, ground sugar, honey. And it's one of those dishes that never disappoints and my family just loves it. All right, our beef is looking good and now it's time to add in our rice. I found that 2.5 cups of cooked rice was a perfect amount for this recipe, but feel free to add more or less. I'm going to continue to cook while constantly stirring for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm also going to add a couple more dashes of soy sauce and we are almost ready to assemble our bowls. And if you want the exact measurements, I have the full written recipe as always in the description below if you want to check that out. Our Korean beef and rice is all through cooking and it's tasting amazing, and now it is time to assemble our bowls. So what I'm going to do is grab a couple scoops of the beef and rice mixture. All right, that's good enough. And then I'm gonna, Bradley, shh. And now I'm gonna grab some of the romaine lettuce, romaine lettuce and spinach mixture. And then I'm gonna mix up everything so that we have our beef and our rice and our lettuce all nice and combined. All right, so that is looking good. And then I'm going to drizzle over our spicy mayo. Yes, spicy. And when my kids eat this, I don't add the spicy mayo because they won't eat it. All right. And lastly, just because I have some, I'm gonna sprinkle over some sesame seeds. And it just helps to make it pretty. Oh my goodness, this meal is looking gorgeous. Look how pretty it is. And trust me on this one, you guys, it tastes as good as it looks. All right, it is time to give it a try. I have the perfect bite. It has lettuce, beef, rice, and the spicy mayo. Whoa, now that's a flavor bomb. It's sweet and savory from the beef. You got the heartiness from the rice. You have the freshness from the lettuce and spinach, and that spicy mayo just tops it off. Give it a try, guys. I know you're gonna like this one. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Take care.
Wanna say bye? Bradley wants to say bye to you guys too.
Bye.
Say see you on the next one.
See you next one. Take care.